Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
Proudly supported by Centris Federal Credit Union. We appreciate their support.
Morning, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
So I had a rough start to the morning, making coffee. My good old school, like we're talking season 1 of the Keurigs. I've had this thing forever. Love it. It still works like a dream too. But I'm tired this morning. Rubbing my eyes, wandering around trying to get things, trying not to trip over a cat. Jack's pushing me around. He's hungry. And so I filled it up with water, put a little K-cup in it, hit play, whatever, you know what I mean? And anyway, and I turned around, I didn't put a cup in.
Oh, I've done that before. Frustrating.
So it fortunately has that nifty little catch tray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because all of a sudden I turned to do something to the sink and I'm like, that's really loud water.
Yeah. That sounds different.
That's not the one in
Yeah.
a cup. That was going right in the catch tray.
It's like when you're in the middle of the night. Okay, this doesn't happen for girls, but in the middle of the night and you're peeing and you're like, that sounds different. And it's it's in the trash or it's like whatever's next to the toilet. Like that just doesn't sound. When I pee, I don't pee in the water. TMI. But I just, because it's splashy, so I try not to be splashy. Oh. So I try to angle it so it hits the side of the bowl and just slides in. So I'm used to it not being splashy watery because I think that just sounds like when Bennett would do it in the house, you could hear it through the wall. It sounded like a horse dumping a butt, like just.
It's like what they say, a cow pissing on a flat rock.
Yes, just splashing and just so. And it was even worse because it's just splashy in the water. So I don't like to announce my one.
Everybody can hear it from.
Yes, I think it's
away.
So gross. It's so gross, and so you just can tell when it's just not landing on the same material.
Right.
So that's what it is like with the Keurig.
Wow.
So totally different bathroom thing, but and I think this is probably stands true for women as well. Mm-hmm. I don't like to number 2 at work. I've said that many times. I know everybody does it, but I don't like to be around when someone else is doing it. I just don't like to.
I agree.
Okay. So if I have to do it at work, I go to another floor. We've talked about that before too.
You don't care if the neighbors hear you.
I don't care. If you don't know who I am, well, no. Okay, so that ties into my story. I don't like to do it here because I don't want somebody from work coming in and be like, oh, Pat's pooping. What? I mean, we're all adults. But so I went down the other day to the second floor.
A different floor.
Second floor for 2 is my code.
Interesting that you go to the second floor for number 2.
I know. And there's like. On that floor, there's no one there. No one. As soon as I go in, immediately a dude walks in and goes, and there's 2 stalls. So
and you're in the middle one, I suppose.
Well, I'm in the one closest to the wall, and there's one right next to it.
3 stalls in all the bathrooms, and I always wonder what everybody's logic is and where they go. Because the first stall is the handicap accessible, so it's large, right? I always go in that one.
So do I. Spread out.
Right? I mean, like
there's some room.
I always do. I never go in the middle one because then I feel like you've kind of like you're mansplaining, like you're sitting on the bus and you know what I mean, that kind of thing, because you claim that middle stall,
right? And
it's awkward picking either of the other 2.
Yes.
When somebody else comes in, then of course there's the back corner, which is like the safe spot.
Yes. And if you are going there and you're by yourself and you pick the middle one, to me you are a jerk. Because no matter who comes in, they have to sit by you. And I think you're almost like somebody who likes that attention. Maybe like S&M person. Like I take it deep because I was like, why would you want to sit there? Don't you want to be private?
You like to cause pain to other people?
Yeah.
So the sadist in you.
Yeah. Yeah. You like to make other people uncomfortable.
Right. Make other people uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah. So you're back in the, right. So
interesting.
Well, but guys only have 2 stalls here because we have 2 urinals. So 2 urinals, 2 stalls.
Okay. We have 2 sinks and 3 stalls.
Yeah. So we have two urinals, 2 stalls. And so there's the dude sits right next to me. And of course there's no music. And I was going to watch TikToks and I can't do that with another guy in there. So
you got to take your Bluetooth, man.
I know, but I'm allergic to the AirPods. So my ears are itchy. I'm a mess. But anyway, so dude sits down and I'm like, as soon as he sits in, I think he's going to look and see a feet and go to the first floor, even come up here. You know? But no, he sits down, and guys, and I don't do this. I know this for 100% truth. I do not make noises when I go to the bathroom. Like dudes, dudes, yes, grunt and like and sits down and goes, oh. Like I thought, oh my, are you getting sick? Like it was just normal, and then the noises.
Did he know you were even there?
Yeah, because he looked. Because he was my stall that I was in was his default. Like he walked towards the stall and then just audibled and went to the next one because he could see that I was in there.
Oh my God!
Right, and then he sits there. I'm like, dudes, and I know guys are kind of tone deaf with that stuff, or we just don't think about it sometimes. But it's absolutely just so gross.
I can't think of an animal that does that.
No.
Most animals, they don't make any noises when they go poop.
No, unless
your dog was out in the yard, you hear your dog going, oh,
right. You're like, what? Jack, taking your dude to the vet, dude.
Right.
Right. I get it. I understand the feeling
Cat
sometimes.
Doesn't meow.
Right. No. Unless there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But dudes are just, and it's just the shifting and the sounds. It's like, come on. It's disgusting. So I got done and left.
Did you get out before he did?
Oh yeah.
So you never had to have eye contact.
Oh no, and no, because I couldn't sit through that. Because I as soon as it started happening, I thought this is only going to get worse. So and there was if there was music in there or something to drown out the sound a little bit, it would have been okay.
That would help, definitely. But yeah, you're gonna have to work on that with your if you can't wear the Bluetooth earbuds.
Yeah.
Because that can be a real lifesaver.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. No, I totally get that. You're right. Something needs to happen, but.
Oh my God. I saw a really funny post this weekend, and it's a Twitter page I follow called 50 Shades of Sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was, but it's like Office. There's all kinds of tragedies and things that happen and dramas and all this stuff. It's really funny the way they post it. But anyway, says, want to hear today's crisis? Life insurance payout. So they work at a life insurance company. Okay. Life insurance payout was $800,000. The wire team accidentally wired $8 million.
Oh, oops.
Dude closed his account. We can't find him.
What? Oh man. I've often wondered what would happen if that happened.
Says, not me, not my team. We have to help fix it. Insurance company very angry.
I would think they're very angry. Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine? You're right, though, about that. If you got a huge deposit, but they know who you were.
Right, they'll find you. They'll find you, especially for that size, they will find you.
Because you can't, it's not like you can, unless they transferred it to some offshore account. I don't even know how that works. But if I'm pulling lines from a movie, but if you transferred it to wherever offshore account, and then you'd literally have to leave the country.
Yeah. Is it worth at a split second decision? You must really be an extremely immoral person if you can log into your account, see 8 million, run to the bank, close it, and deuce out.
And see ya. Because you aren't going to get the cash out. So you have to transfer it. So they know where you went.
And isn't that kind of on the bank a little bit too? Like you get 8 million instead of 800. Like they don't verify, or it's a lot of money.
You would think there would be some communication in advance saying, okay, the transfer will be coming over at this time, and this is how much it's for, and this is the account it's going to. Double checking to make sure we have all our zeros and our T's are crossed and I's are dotted, right?
Right.
You would think. I thought that was pretty funny. But sad weekend though, because this year has been awful when it comes to some of the people that we've lost this year, starting with Betty White, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Bob Saget. Then we had Louis Anderson, and right on the heels of Louis Anderson is Meatloaf.
Yeah, crazy.
And I'm like, what is going on? And all good people. It's like Louis Anderson.
I knew Meatloaf wasn't doing well because I remember he collapsed on stage a couple of years ago and he's been completely off the radar. So it's not like a huge surprise. Louis Anderson was a surprise. I don't know if he had been sick.
But he had been.
He had been sick.
But it's like you just hate to see that because, in my opinion, too young. And it's really funny. You can live to 99 and people still say she was taken too soon.
Yeah.
Betty White. You just never imagine. Nobody has known life without Betty White in it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's a good point.
But yeah, and Bob Saget, Jeepers Christmas. He's just like getting ready for a second win and getting ready to to recharge. And it's just
did you
sad.
see John Stamos posted something on Instagram? It was I think it was like on Friday or Saturday, where they were CNN was doing some sort of something for Bob Saget, like playing an interview, and they were commenting on it or whatever. And he's like, one final joke from the filthiest comic with the biggest heart I've ever seen. And he was doing an interview, I think for like Peacock, the network, but Bob Saget's head was covering up the PE, and all you could see was the last part of Peacock, and it was just hilarious. It was just really funny. And so yeah, John Stamos posted that.
Yeah, that's really sad. But I'm getting tired of this because it's like we're only 3 weeks in, for Pete's sake.
Right? Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Slow that stuff down. So that being said, do we have a guest?
We do not have a guest. Our Hurrdat had other things to do apparently. Something more
Hurrdat's a
important.
Hurrdat?
Yeah, Hurrdat. We try to bring on like people like our coworkers on Tuesdays, but it's not happening. It can't happen all the time.
That's all right. We'll get her. We'll get her another time.
Yeah,
that'll work fine. Some of the stories, I saw some stories out and around, and I saw one that caught my attention. The headline reads, Texas woman arrested for trying to purchase a child at Walmart for $500,000.
Highly overpriced.
Okay.
I know specific times and parents that would have sold their kids on clearance for about $11 at Walmart. So you paid way too much. Yeah.
So Becky is from Crockett, and apparently she was in the self checkout line while she was doing this, trying to do this. Says she was allegedly told the mother, who was waiting with her baby and infant son, that she liked the boy's, quote, blonde hair and blue eyes.
Ooh.
So she's standing in line at self checkout, the kid's right in front of her, and asked how much she could buy him for.
Ooh.
And according to the police report, the mother kind of like laughed it off, thinking, well, you got to be joking. And then the woman comes back, Becky, and says, listen, I'll give you $250,000, and had the cash in her car, she said, because she was waiting to purchase a child for a long time, was the quote.
Oh my gosh, that is so
Creepy.
weird. Yeah.
So the mother said no amount of money would do it, and told her to get away from her kid. So then another woman appears and begins asking the boy's name, according to the police report. Even though the mother refused to tell them, Becky and the other woman somehow figured out what the boy's name was and began calling out to him.
How did they figure that out?
I do not know, unless maybe they heard the mom say it.
Oh, maybe.
Right. But the police say that she waited for the women to leave the store. The mom did. But after exiting, she was confronted by them again. And once in the parking lot, she started screaming and saying that she wasn't going to take any money for him. And then the other woman says, I'll give you $500,000 because I want him.
That's creepy. So yeah, you instantly call the police, and you shouldn't. Yeah, you go back into Walmart.
It's right. Go back inside. Find anywhere there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just get back inside. But they had all this on closed circuit television, as a matter of fact,
Wow.
and supported all the claims all the way along. But the weird part was the police got the arrest warrant, and then Becky was taken into custody. 18th of January was when this happened. Charged with third-degree felony of the sale or purchase of a child, and being held now, was being held on $50,000 bail in Houston. She was released last Thursday. So she's back out on the streets.
That's one of the, that's so weird.
Isn't that creepy?
Yeah, like somebody's like, I'll buy him from you. No, ha ha ha, see ya. And that's it. But this lady
kept at it.
That's
Kept at it.
creepy.
Have somebody approach you. And you're right, though. For a lot of people, they're approached about
like,
buying their kid. There are days they're like, how much?
And I've
What?
got 6 more at home. Yeah. 100%. 6 figures done.
But just to do that in the self-checkout aisle of Walmart just seems, it's like they had to have been following her.
They had to be
Or
casing her out.
right? They had to be doing something. But it's just it's like there had to be a much better way to execute the plan than doing it in front of everybody in Walmart.
I think yeah. Yeah, I think yeah.
So there you go with your weird story for today.
See, and that's another reason why if you want to buy a child, you start a savings account. You start a buy a child savings account, and you can do that at Centris.
I'm going to say Centris will tell you no.
I mean,
isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
But they probably have some other great ideas for ways you could use the money that you save up.
Yeah, I
We'll
mean,
go with
sure.
that.
I suppose legal ideas, right?
Right? Maybe some
Yeah.
legal ideas. I think they'd appreciate if we keep it legal.
Yeah, like a boat, maybe a second house, or even saving up for a vacation or something like that.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So the Centris Federal Credit Union, partner of the show, and we're really excited to have them on board with us. Love working with them and can't wait to see all the stuff that we're going to be doing this year with them as well. And if you're trying to get your finances straightened out, or maybe you're just like, either you're young and you're just getting started with this stuff, and maybe like so many, we didn't really cover all that in school, the way that you were hoping, and you're trying to figure out how to make things work and how best to pay yourself first. And maybe get rid of some debt if you have some, or if you're older and you're trying to figure out, God, am I going to be good for my vacation or retirement or whatever it may be? They can help you out. They got tons of experts that would love to work with you.
Again, not buying a child, but anything else. Call 402-334-7000 or centrisfcu.org. They can help you organize your stuff. Get your poop in a group. No, we did. Marley is here.
Full circle, right?
Yes.
We just went full circle.
We did. We
Poop
did,
in a
actually.
group.
Poop in a group. We could end this episode now, but we're not going to because Marley is in here. Marley is our Hurrdat, yes. And she's in her vehicle. You in your car?
Oh.
Hi, Marley.
I am. I just got out of class, so I'm here now.
No excuse. No, that's a terrible excuse. Class, school, whatever.
You got to multitask. You gotta figure it out,
Well, Marley, since we got you here, this is perfect because our Hurrdat, we want to find out more about you. And you said you just got out of class. So where are you going to school? What are you studying, and how'd you get there?
Yeah, so I go to UNL, University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm a junior, and I'm studying advertising and public relations, and then I have a minor in hospitality management. I just got out of my food and beverage class, so I was on East Campus. That's why I went in my car. But yeah, no, I'm super into like all the social media deal things, and then I'm really into entertainment management. So anything that has to do with like making people have a good time is stuff I'm really interested in.
Nice.
So I feel like those two kind of tie in together. So that's what I'm doing.
Exactly. How'd you end up with Hurrdat? How did we get you?
Yeah, so I applied on Handshake. It's like a platform that students can apply for things. And so I applied, interviewed, got the job, and it's been great ever since. So
That's awesome.
That's great. So tell us something about you. Where'd you grow up? What'd you like doing before you got to college?
yeah, so I was born in Las Vegas. I like to make that a point because it sounds better. But I was raised in Omaha my whole life. I went to Elkhorn South High School. I have a younger brother. I'm the oldest. My mom, me and my mom are super close. She's like my best friend. Like, I don't know, it's awesome. And I'm honestly kind of spoiled. Both me and my brother are spoiled, but that's what makes me and my mom kind of close. But and I danced my whole life. I danced for 16 years competitively. So that was a big part of my life. And yeah.
That's cool. What kind of dancing?
Literally everything. So like musical theater, hip hop, lyrical, jazz, tap, anything under the sun, really.
Awesome. So when you said entertainment management, like you want to manage a band, manage
events?
Yeah, be an agent.
Yeah. So what I mean by that is more of like music things. So festivals and stuff like that. I would love to book concerts one day. That's like always been something I've wanted to do. So going into that kind of realm of things. But yes.
No, that'll be awesome. I love that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Wow. So what did you want to be when you were a little kid? When you were a little kid, what did you think you were going to be when you grew up?
I thought I was going to be a dance teacher because that was a big part of my life. Or I really wanted to be a fashion designer. I love clothes. My mom always took me shopping like all the time. So that's kind of why I have a shopping addiction. But, yeah, so I really wanted to be a fashion designer or be a dance teacher because it was something that I loved doing. So
who knows?
Yeah.
Right?
You never know.
You never know. That could still happen too. It's all part of the entertainment thing.
Right.
Well, you're at the right place. You're at the right place. That's what we love about Hurrdat. You can do all that kind of stuff. Like everything you mentioned is something that you can do here, and got great people and great team around you.
Right.
Yeah. I think what is it that Chris always says? We're just we like to have fun with cool people.
Yeah.
And make cool stuff.
It's a little more cussy than that, but yeah.
He's a little cussier than that. But
Got some cursies in there. So real quick, what in your food and beverage class today, what's one thing that you learned about food and beverage?
Food actually holds like such a comfort to us as human beings, and it's often something that we don't realize. Like it's such a social experience, and so like I don't know, you would go out with your friends or your family, you go out to lunch or you dinner, and it's something that is socially acceptable, and that we've kind of just grasped on as people.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought just like kind of diving in, because like you don't think about that every day, how much like food is comforting to you, or like what you do when you are eating your meal. And so I thought it was really interesting to just like dive into like the feeling that food gives you and like the people around you.
Mm-hmm. That's true. You hardly ever see a family or even friends, whatever, get together and not eat.
Right. Or you're obviously like munching on something, drinking something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Interesting. Very good. Well, Marley, thank you so much for popping in and being our Hurrdat today.
yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
You got it.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see you in person one of these days.
Oh my God, I know, right? We'll just wait around.
Right. Stupid COVID. Thanks, Marley.
Thanks, girl. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
See ya.
Bye.
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 Thank you guys for listening to our show. Yeah, she's awesome. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast. It's Pat and JT. Been around for a couple of years. You can find tons of past episodes right there if you subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. So we appreciate it. Thank you guys very much.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.